Wahyakwʌ, Leo Elijah, July 14th, 1943 to February 11th, 2020.
I got cable and
Leo has served as a cultural advisor for the Oneida Language and Cultural Center after having served on the Language Committee for several terms.
Laura D what nega de vio no George Ronto nega go hundu de gadi what de ko ne only wasa when they go yo. That's why I got this headset. So I got to get speakers. I don't need it anyway, it's easier for me to listen to what I'm saying. That's how come I got it this way.
Among his most notable contribution was the compilation of the Oneida Cultural Handbook. Leo had attended a gathering of the knowledge keepers within the Confederacy who met every Monday over a period of 6 weeks at the Woodland Cultural Center. They reconstructed the order of ceremonies and protocols to follow from the moment of death. Each participant brought the agreed-upon framework home to their local communities to be filled in how it was locally done. We gathered the faith keepers from 50 years ago to tell what they remember about how things were carried out, including the speeches. And that is what was put in the book.
So some of these tapes I listened to it because it's my uncle and I made these tapes. This one here, we made it in 1978. No, 1970 made this tape. I can listen to when I'm talking. Sometimes it's not a good thing to do that because you make changes. Because you're hearing yourself and you say, oh, that's not right, you know. And then you got to be... Nanudo lots ne honesta ka ji nu de diana en kaleo ji nate ne lonesax ne lodi di hodo kone kaleo ji nu ni hondo ko tak ne ka bi no.
Leo told many teaching stories which informed the work at the Language Center.
Canada Wahyakwʌ ni Canada Wahyakwʌ. Canada Wahyakwʌ dengan. I never spoke English. The only thing I knew was "you son of a bitch." That was my uncle, and that's when I got sent home. They said, you gotta go home and learn English. So and then I was 10 years old and I came back. So that was crazy because that's the only word I knew. My grandfather and them, they spoke language, and my great grandfather, he was a fluent speaker in Mohawk, Onondaga, Seneca, and Cayuga. He spoke all languages. So there was another guy named Hilton Nicholas, and they were pretty instrumental in all the ceremonies. So that's the story I have of our culture and language in our family, in my family. So I don't know how many of them know that, but I know that because I listened to my grandfather when he talked about that. So that's where I got it from him and my dad. And he was always remind us that who we are, never forget who you are, you know. And so they really pushed that. Yeah.
Tähän jäi taundun. Ja se ei tahtaana. Tää.
Dinadialagas, mahalo, just a shot, konoktia, alhuna asana kanyolega. So when I went to school, 14, I quit. I had to go to work in town. I worked with my dad, so I was lucky because he was a good worker, and then he got me a job. I worked 3 years. So they used to be kind of crazy because my dad could speak English too good. And there was a French guy that they had, his helper was a French guy named Robert. And the apartment building we were building, the guys used to holler and howl for the helper, saying, my father's got the rabbit, rabbit, I need some 2x4s. And that Robert came running, Johnny, my name is Robert, not Rabbit. They would say, oh, this was a honey. That would mean, I guess, what kind of luck have you got? Meaning, what did you bring with you? Speakers, singers, dancers, or what? You know? And then he would get up and say, well, we got 2 singers, 1 speaker, a couple of dancers, and the rest, they say, Wahyakwʌ. That means they don't have no responsibility. That's how we would say that. I got to listen to the tape. Even though I know it, I still got to listen to that tape to remind me. And it's hard because a lot of different people are asking for different things. They're expecting me to have it just like that. You can't, I'm not young anymore. In order to have that, to have what we call that hope, it's a responsibility. And we got to make it happen. It don't happen on its own. We got to make it happen. That's what they tell us. That a lot of people put you down that you don't believe yourself, that you're this and that, But you got to let that go. My grandfather came to me, and I was sleeping, and the whole room was blue. When I woke up, I sat up on the edge of the bed, and he was standing here. And he said, things are happening. He said, don't get involved in the stuff that's going on. He called it bullshit. It's going on. Don't get involved in that. You get busy and learn what you got to learn so you can teach. That's what your responsibility is. I'm telling you now. That's what you got to do. So that's what I've been doing. I went to somebody about it, and they said that wasn't a dream, because I didn't know it was a dream or real. I guess basically that's where I'm going to end up. Once I get done with it, the most of it anyways, once it started going that way, then it's probably, I won't be here anymore after, because I did my job.
Just have all the tapes.
Yeah, so anyways, that's my thing.
Sometimes we'd ask, where do we start? And he'd always answer, at the beginning. You always start with the creation story. Everything is connected to that. His friends at the Oneida Language Center will always miss him for his humor, his knowledge, and all the teachings. Nagitwa.